Dr. Nitesh Shah is a highly respected pulmonologist who specializes in respiratory diseases, fiber-optic bronchoscopy, critical care, and sleeping medicine. Today, he is joining us from Ahmedabad. Thank you, Dr. Shah, for taking out the time to speak with us today.
Good evening. And many thanks for inviting me for this interesting session.
It's
Many
wonderful.
thanks.
It's our pleasure to have you and tell us about MDR and XDR. So I'll jump right in with the questions. Dr. Shah, could you tell us a little bit about MDR and XDR and why is it such a problem?
See, tuberculosis itself is a very old disease. So it is present in our society since decades. Even there is a mention of tuberculosis in our Rigved. So it is also mentioning the presence of disease and they known as a Rajyakshma in that Rigved period. So this is not a new disease, but what is new now is a emergence of genetic mutation among the tuberculous bacilli, and that will lead to multi-drug resistant tuberculosis or extended drug resistant tuberculosis. So these two diseases are very special, very serious. But now if you look at the tuberculosis, the overall thinking in the people's mind that if you take treatment for 6 to 8 months, you will be definitely cured. And so there is some relief. However, that is the same case with MDR and XDR tuberculosis because they require very lengthy, long, expensive, and toxic medicines to be applied to treat these two diseases. That's why it is very imperative to diagnose MDR and XDR tuberculosis. So what is MDR tuberculosis? So if you define the MDR tuberculosis, it is a resistance of Isoniazid and rifampicin.
Right.
At least Isoniazid and rifampicin should be resistant. In addition to the other primary drugs, it may or may not be resistant, but at least a person should be resistant to Isoniazid and the bacilli should be resistant to Isoniazid and rifampicin. That is a diagnosed as defined as a multi-drug resistant tuberculosis. And what is extended drug this resistant tuberculosis, that is XDR? That is, in addition to the resistance to Isoniazid and rifampicin, the bugs are resistant even to one of the quinolones. The quinolones comprise of group of either revofloxacin, ciprofloxacin, or moxifloxacin. The person should be resistant to either of any of this quinolone. Along with the person is or the bug is also resistant to aminoglycoside, injectable medicine, which is kanamycin, capreomycin, and amikacin. So Isoniazid rifampicin bug is not is resistant. In addition, one quinolone is also resistant. Plus, the aminoglycoside is also resistant. So this comprises of definition of XDR tuberculosis. And as I mentioned, that they require treatment for very long period. And even though the cure rate remains low, it is not 100% curable. So many of the patients succumb to this disease. That's why very important to diagnose it in an early phase so that it can be treated properly. So treatment is entirely different for both the bugs. So in usually simple pulmonary tuberculosis or sensitive, we can say tuberculosis, they are easily treatable with a 6-month course of a short course chemotherapy, which comprises 2 months treatment of Isoniazid, ethambutol, rifampicin, and pyrazinamide, and 4 months with Isoniazid, ethambutol, and rifampicin. But if you'd like to treat MDR tuberculosis, you have to treat for a prolonged period. Nowadays, short course regimen is also being found out for treating MDR tuberculosis, but the treatment is very long, comprises from at least 9 months to 21 months, means almost 1.5 year treatment is required for treating. That's why there is a lots of burden as for the individual as well as for the public health point of view.
Right. Okay, so that helps us get a good idea of the treatment. But are they transmitted in the same way or in different ways?
The transmission of the bug,
yes.
Either it is sensitive or resistant, it is almost in the similar manner. It is a airborne droplet infection which transmits from one individual to another individual. Like it is suppose the patient of tuberculosis either he cough or
Mhm.
do sneezing or speak, then he will liberate several such sort of droplets. Like in corona infection, that we are keeping mask to avoid the droplet infection. It
Right.
is a similar sort of the spread for tuberculosis bacilli also. They also spread by a droplet. However, the infectivity, if you compare, it is not that much like a corona. Okay,
Okay.
but infectivity is low, but still it is a quite infectious per se. Between these two bugs, uh, sensitive or resistant, they both spread in the similar manner. However, if you look at it as a principle, so whenever there is any genetic mutation in the bug,
Mhm.
they somehow reduces their infectivity. So MDR and XDR patient, they are slightly less infectious than other like sensitive strain. It is a by nature, they may be slightly lesser infectious, what I assume, because it is a principle of in microbiology that if any genetic mutation is happening, they either loses their infectivity to some extent, but still they are quite infectious
All right.
and
That
transmitting almost in a similar manner like a drug sensitive bacilli.
okay. That's very interesting to know. And lastly, if you had a patient come in, how do you generally diagnose patients with MDR or XDR?
Diagnosis of MDR tuberculosis is being suspected in the patient
Mm-hmm.
who doesn't improve with a conventional line of management.
Okay.
That is the first. Either there is a some deterioration in the radiological finding despite of the primary anti-tuberculous treatment. Patient is remain symptomatic, febrile, even with the primary drug which is ongoing, then we are thinking about suspecting MDR tuberculosis. Now, with the widespread availability of gene expert method for
Mm-hmm.
diagnosis MDR, which is very simple and now it has become cheap and free of charge by the JIT.
Right.
So we can use this so much help from this organization
Mm-hmm.
to give it to our patient so that we can diagnose MDR in our clinic without much financial burden on the patient.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually send almost all patients who are being coming to my place.
Mm-hmm.
First, I screen for gene expert, and if I find out to be resistant, then I treat it accordingly. So, gene expert is a very basic and very important, very simple test to
Mm-hmm.
diagnose between MDR and sensitive tuberculosis, drug sensitive tuberculosis.
Okay.
However, if you think about the gold standard of diagnosis of multi-drug resistant tuberculosis, that is usually a conventional method of culturing the mycobacteria
Mm-hmm.
by in a laboratory. So that is a long process because the tuberculosis bacilli take at least 4 to 6 weeks to grow in a laboratory, and after they grow, then our microbiologists do sensitivity testing, and in a conventional sensitivity test, if it is found to be resistant to Isoniazid and rifampicin, it is being considered as a drug resistant tuberculosis. So this is a conventional method of diagnosing MDR tuberculosis, which is also gold standard. However, there is a long waiting for diagnosis of MDR tuberculosis.
Mm-hmm.
But with the advent of this gene expert method, we can diagnose it very easily, quickly, and at the starting out of the treatment. Another very important test is a line probe assay test, where you can diagnose resistant in Isoniazid and rifampicin, both the drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And suppose you diagnose the drug resistant tuberculosis either on the basis of gene expert or
Mm-hmm.
on the basis of line probe assay, then you have to go for a another genetic test which is comprised of is known as XDR plus, which is also a genetic mutation test which is done in a laboratory, and that will identify the responsible gene which will lead to XDR tuberculosis.
Okay. Thank you, sir. This has been extremely informative, and I'm sure it has been for me, and I'm sure it'll be for everybody who's going to watch this. So thank you for taking out the time. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting. Thank you.